it'd be dicksucktelly.com. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah, no,
That
fuck
kind of
that.
thing.
There's a term for that, but no, I wouldn't.
Yeah, I forget what the term is.
Being a loser.
Okay, I don't think that's the official term.
I'm definitely supposed to go to the next area from here, so why is it being cringe?
It was not know where it is, or
Yeah.
these maps do get a little sprawling. Do you know what the area is that you have to
No.
go to?
I
Oh.
need to go left from here. You could tell me. I don't know.
There's a door over here.
I think we already went in there.
Solaris Temple level. Yeah, we were there. Wait, what is your quest right now? Did you already do the map?
Oh, I think I have to talk to Diala first.
Oh, fuck. Okay.
Because I remembered that there was a cut off point where you can't get to the next area in here, but I thought I was already past that. Like, I could go to the next area. And I think I am, but I have to talk to Diala so she can give me the thing to go to the place first.
Why'd you think this game would go easy on you? Ever?
I don't know why the areas have to be this annoying. Oh, right, I have to go open the butthole in the sewers. Yeah. Okay.
I wonder why Minecraft Bedrock servers literally never have any anti-cheat.
Because it's written in C.
Okay, that's fair, yeah. I mean,
Well, I'm
C,
not a
C can be
cockroach,
pretty
faster.
versatile if you know how to use it. I mean, it's like much harder to write something for it because it takes a lot longer. Like it's still decently versatile.
No, Bedrock is compiled C. It doesn't have a plugin system, so interfacing with it is extremely difficult and would be a huge maintenance burden. Java can be decompiled and hooked really easily. C cannot.
Oh
Yeah,
wait, wait! I just realized Bedrock is
Yeah.
the fucking the new version, right?
Yes, and don't get me wrong,
Yeah.
like it's certainly possible to do it still,
Yeah,
but it's a
because, like,
giant pain in the ass, and the
yeah.
level of competency required to do that is like 50 times higher than making stuff for normal Minecraft, which is
Yeah.
also why there's no mods for Bedrock either, really. But on the flip side, Bedrock runs well, which, I mean, Java could have done that, but they just didn't hire engineers, so it's continued to be written by hobbyists that have no idea what they're doing. I don't know.
Yeah, that's very frustrating. Like,
mean,
the version of the game that's designed correctly has no mod support, basically.
Well, it's not a coincidence. They don't want mods, because, like...
Well, yeah, because they want to charge for shit.
Yeah, yeah.
Because they're massive assholes.
I mean, it's a corporation, and they exist to make money, so, yeah, I guess. I don't know.
Yeah, that makes sense. I mean, I feel like it's like that like honestly, Minecraft Bedrock feels a lot more corporate than Minecraft Java.
Well, because it is.
Yeah.
I mean, they're both cringe.
Well, I mean, like, Minecraft Bedrock wasn't really that heavily wait, like, did it exist before the Microsoft acquisition, or was it created because of the Microsoft acquisition?
It's not even made by, like, Mojang people. It's made by a Microsoft team.
Oh, okay. That's what I thought, yeah. Just making sure.
Shit's cringe. Minecraft sucks. I don't know. It lost all its charm a long time ago, even before the buyout. The devs at Mojang are huge pricks, and the Microsoft people are just trying to sell the game a second time and then get children to keep paying for it in perpetuity until adulthood. So, I don't know. Like,
yeah.
choose the lesser of two evils, I guess.
What are you doing in the sewers? I thought we were in the other place.
I'm trying to find the last bust while I'm here, and I can't fucking find it. I've walked through the whole map. Which means I must have missed it, I guess. Or it's down this... Oh. No, that wasn't it. It's in a stash that I didn't click that isn't highlighted, I'm pretty sure. So I'm going to have to walk through the whole map again. Hold Alt if you're looking for it.
Huh?
Hold Alt if you're walking around. Look for a green stash. I don't know if you can even
Oh,
see it, though.
I
Never mind,
actually,
found it.
yeah,
Probably
I
okay
saw
later.
one. I clicked it. I don't know if that did anything for you.
Nah, I found it.
Okay, cool. Yeah, no, they show up for me normally.
Yeah, I don't know how group content works if a high level comes to a low level game like this.
Yeah, I guess when you came in, it was just you shooting shit and telling me to go faster.
Pretty much. But also, like, I didn't experiment with how it interacted with my already completed quests. So.
Right, right.
Three. You shouldn't be able to really hear my music, but let me know if it's bleeding through.
No, it's not.
We can't hear it all, really.
I love waiting on loading screens. I need an NVMe drive.
Things are fast as fuck. I don't even know if I installed this game on the NVMe. I don't remember.
Probably won't actually help that much, but
Probably, yeah, I don't care enough. They get hot as hell though.
hot girl should have a hot drive, I guess.
Yeah, good point.
Very on brand.
You know me.
Good for branding.
Yeah, it gets hot enough that you probably would be good for branding.
That's a good pun. I like that. I wish Scout was here to hear that.
Poor Scout, he's missing out.
Yeah.
I bully Scout with shitty puns. Not as much anymore, but I used to do that a lot.
I love shitty puns. It's
He
being
loves them
annoying
too,
with
but
that
he'd
shit
never
is
admit
like
God, am I level 80 yet?
Oh, go faster. Yeah, let the record show that I have the capacity to be funny.
I don't know if I'd go that far.
Yeah,
So my
it's a bit of a
haters can
stretch.
shut the fuck up.
What?
Wait, what?
Wow.
No, you're not a hater. You don't have to shut the fuck up.
Why'd you say it?
I said my haters can shut the fuck up. Triangle is not a hater. Triangle is a geometric shape. Shapes can't be haters.
Yeah, and also...
Unless they're
Geometry
squares.
Geometry can't talk.
Well,
I
look
don't
at the
think
walls around you. They look pretty alive to me.
I don't think he's.
That would
really
work better in Act
rectangle.
4.
I'm sorry.
What do I like need to change my Discord username to like please you guys or something? Like does like the
Well, I mean,
does my username having triangle in it really bother you that much?
Doesn't bother anyone. I don't know where you're getting that from.
yeah, no, we're just debating the potential and the power, the capabilities of.
Yeah, I was
I love
hoping you
walking
guys
through
would
this
say
hole.
yes.
Geometry, I don't know.
Yeah, I was hoping you guys would say it did bother you, so I was going because I was planning on saying, well, I'm not gonna change it because I'm not gonna listen to you guys. Well, what okay, that
I
didn't
think
land
you'd be
at
hard
all.
pressed to get anyone in this Discord to care about anything like that. I mean, we really don't give a shit. Hey, look,
Yeah.
I had to walk through the whole area holding Alt to find this loose candle. Very fun, very cringe.
What? How did holding alt help you? Like,
Because it shows a thing for every interactable. It shows text. Are you gonna gamer? Like, hold Alt. You can see the chest tag pop up.
oh! I have all that shit turned on permanently.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
Yeah, because I'm like, I don't want to fucking screw around with that. I don't want to not be able to see what I'm doing.
But turning that on makes you not able to see what you're doing. What are you talking about?
What do you mean? So I see chest every now and again.
And
Oh
a bunch
boy.
of other shit.
Like what? It's not that bad.
Do you have health bars turned on? Because you do want those on.
Yeah, I have that on, obviously.
That's what that's like the secret power. I played my first character mostly without enemy health bars, and all the like packs of mobs are just a blob of like death. And
Right.
because when health bars are on, you can like immediately see how many mobs there are and where they're standing. It's very different.
Yeah, health bars on you and the enemies, it just makes it so much easier to tell what the fuck's going on. And if I'd go so far as to say I don't know how the fuck anyone knows what they're doing without them.
What the fuck?
Is this the quest where you gotta get those pages for that guy?
Yep. And I skipped some of my Act 1 quests. I'm gonna have to go back and do those for more skill points too, because that shit is cringe.
Slacking.
Did I get all the pages? I wasn't paying attention. Yes.
Weren't paging attention.
At least I'm vibing.
Yeah. What, and I'm not?
I don't know. Are you?
I don't know, I'm pretty chill right now.
I'd check. I don't hear any vibration. I don't think you're vibing.
That's a very dangerous thing to be throwing around right now, I'm just gonna say.
What do you mean?
Don't worry about it.
Why would it be dangerous?
I'll explain when you're older.
But I'm older than you.
I'll explain when you're older.
Okay, I'm older. Explain now.
No, not that little older. Bigger older.
I'm always gonna be older than you.
I hate this. Fuck!
There will never be a time when you're not younger.
Technically,
I
if
feel
you
like
were-
what you're
wait,
saying is
no,
running
but
out of steam.
Technically, if you were to die tomorrow and then he lives for longer, then he'd eventually be older than you ever lived.
What are you even saying?
Wait, what? No. Kursk is older than me.
Yeah.
By a
100
negligible
years
amount.
almost.
Yeah, okay, elder god, whatever.
Crazy.
We're just gonna worship this waypoint or what?
I'm fucking looking at my skill tree.
You can make your tea.
Go ahead, piss me off, see what happens.
What do I have to do to piss you? Oh,
What I thought.
you left the
Nice.
area. Oh, I remember this part of the story. This is annoying. Yeah.
I have to go get the fruit for whatever his name is.
Go
so
get
I
the
can
fruit for that fruit.
catch him on fire. There's a unique map with him too.
I forget what the guy was.
No, I don't think so.
What, you're not doing your ascendancy?
Fuck no. I don't
Wait,
have to do
I-
them
wait,
anymore.
wait,
They're-
what? There's a crafting recipe in here that I didn't have.
Yeah, some come from trial.
That's funny. I didn't have that. That's funny.
You didn't click it when you were leveling then?
Yeah, I guess I just missed it. Oops.
Very
Oh, well.
gamer.
Yeah, there's a few I think I missed, because like there's one that I just don't have for some reason. It is in like Act 6 or some garbage.
Did not just pick up that orb of transmutation.
Did you?
No, you picked it up.
Wait, did I?
I think so.
no, I
saw it
didn't.
disappear.
No, I
Jeez.
didn't. I dropped a class of life flask. I don't know why I had that.
I hope you're not picking up baby currency. That would be sad.
I'm not. I just accidentally click items on the ground and like, oops. I guess it's fine now.
Most of the currencies are worth something in bulk. Transmutes are not.
You know, transmutes are garbage. That's like scroll level shit.
I think a scroll of portal is more useful than a transmute.
Yeah, it is. Well, no, I mean, scroll of wisdom.
Yeah, I think they're slightly more worthless. I'm not sure.
Well, objectively, like, they turn into transmutes, so...
Scepter of God. That isn't the quest icon I'm looking for. Is the fucking thing not in this area? I thought it was. You need to find Chittis's plum in a tree in the Imperial Gardens. Yeah, where's this fucking tree? Why are these areas so fucking gigantic and stupid?
Yeah,
Why?
actually, come to think of it, why are these so sprawling? Like,
and so
after
fucking
mapping...
labyrinthine. Like, they're not easy to walk around either.
Like, mapping... I feel like the maps are a lot smaller than
They
these
are. They're like a
shits
third
are.
of the size or less. And they're very linear and not cringe.
Fuck, stupid... It's like one of those stupid hedge mazes. What the hell?
Mike. I just want this fucking plum.
Okay, I forget what they're called, but those dudes that come out of the ground are, like, the worst.
And we're back where we started with no plum.
Fucking
Why?
great.
Okay, I'm zooming my fucking map around slowly with arrow keys.
Arrow key gaming.
There's no way that the fucking plum is behind the trial, right? I don't think so. Well,
I
it's
don't
either
think I
over
saw it in there.
It's either over there or over here. Yeah, I think it's over here. Yep. Last place you look, figures.
Of course.
It's an ARPG tradition, but still.
It's a video game tradition, let's be real. I love how I can just pick it, like, whatever. I always have to resist the urge to not call this guy Chitus, because that's what it looks like it says.
It's Chittis.
Yeah, Chitus. It's like the dumbest way you could pronounce that.
It's like chitin, like the insect shit.
I thought that was chitin as
Or
well.
no, yeah, that's right, because it's
Yeah,
chitin is fading.
exactly.
Yeah,
That's
no,
what that's
his
what I
brain
thought.
his name just fucked up my brain. You know what? You're right. Man. Do you ever have one of those words that you know how to pronounce, but as soon as your brain thinks about the spelling, you start saying it wrong and you can't fix it anymore?
Yeah, or like you start thinking like, how is this a word? Like it's like stops sounding like a word to you.
But like some of the French words, I know how to pronounce them, but as soon as I think about like, if I think about the spelling, like that's
it's like
very,
my brain.
I'm less of a speech person and more of a typist, so like I naturally when I'm thinking about what to say, I'm thinking about it in like letters. So the spelling comes to me very easily, and that shit happens to me all the time. I hate it so much.
Pain.
Pain. True.
Yeah, it's like I don't know if I can 100% relate, but I kind of can, and it's agonizing. For me, it's usually like when I use a word too often, or hear it too often, or think about it too much, it like stops being a word to me. Like I'll think too much about the word stop and like break it down into like each little piece of it, and just it stops making any sense to me. I just realized what I said probably doesn't even make any sense.
This is one of the worst.
On brand.
This one really
Yeah,
sucks.
but I believe that's called semantic satiation.
I can't believe there's a name for that, and I can't believe you just happen to know it.
Yeah, it's.
I also know semantic satiation.
Huh. I guess that makes sense.
It's a
Semantic satiation. That's fucking interesting.
Often people say that that does it to itself. Like if you like repeatedly say semantic satiation.
I guess I should probably equip all my auras and start leveling them.
Probably. Yeah, it's the kind of phrase that would do that to itself. It's sort of self-fulfilling in that
I
way.
need what? I need hatred, wrath.
I got all the hatred you need, baby.
You don't though. My hatred is better than yours.
What, do you have Hiri's Ire or Truth or whatever?
Do you just like not listen to a word I say?
Well, what? What are you getting your hatred
You joined
from?
voice chat and we were talking about the aura bot and I already explained this to you earlier.
Well, are you already that juiced?
No, but I'm going to be. That's why I need to level them.
Oh, okay. Yeah,
I'm
I
just
know
leveling
yours
my
is gonna be
gem.
better, but for now I have hatred and it's pretty good.
Well, yeah, you have it now.
Yeah, something interesting I found out is you can level gems on your sub weapon without using it.
Yep.
So I've just had shit in the back burner.
Good point. I forgot about that. I should do that.
Yeah, level gems in your... Just get a shitty 6-link.
Precision, purity of fire, ice, lightning. God, okay. It's actually so big POB won't show me all of the auras. Vitality. Imagine 6-linking a chest and putting all auras in it.
Just Orabot problem.
Haste.
Wowee, this gem is worth like 20 chaos. I found a weird one, item rarity support. I've been leveling it on the back burner. I hit 20 recently.
Oh, I don't have a haste. Wonder if that's like annoying to get or something.
I have a haste. Do you need it?
Yeah, I do.
Give me a second. Ooh, yeah, you can't use that one. Shit. Fuck, mine requires level 66. I don't know why the fuck I even had it at level 18.
Doesn't matter.
Oh, alright. Oh, here you go. I'm not gonna fucking use it. Your little cage of shame.
Huh?
The cage of shame.
Yeah.
And then the Einhar box. It's so
I
good.
like that guy.
Don't worry about him. He's just doing Einhar business.
Not in
there.
my cage, you better not be.
Nah, that's what it's for.
No, 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 no. I don't need that shit. You better not.
I hope he does.
Good.
Wait, what the fuck?
What?
What am I doing? Oh, I have my other bow. I have my sub slot engaged. Whoops.
Don't you always?
Shut up, Chris.
So you got that one right away. Guess I'm becoming predictable. Can't have that.
I guess I'm becoming predictable.
You always were predictable. You're a pretty simple girl.
Yeah, don't remind me.
Why not?
It makes me feel dumb.
That's fine.
You would be okay with.
It's a very appropriate feeling for people like you.
Yeah, I guess I deserve it.
Can I give you anything? Do you run Defiance Banner?
No, I don't have the mana.
Okay, I can give you Defiance Banner and Haste. It's a start.
Oh, cool. Okay.
Yeah, those are both unironically good. They're not, like, amazing yet because they're level 1, but give you something.
I wish Mirage Archer wasn't fucking green of all colors.
There's, you can buy microtransactions that change skill effects, and there is...
Oh, yeah, I know. Okay, I didn't know if there were any for
I think there's
Mirage.
3 or 4 for Mirage. I didn't think any of them were cool, but you might like them more.
Yeah, if I magically have money to blow, maybe.
I'm just saying, like, it is possible to change.
Yeah,
I realize
yeah, yeah.
you don't have the money for it.
I'll have to see what the ones are. I keep forgetting I'm level scaled and I'm not just going to literally instantly kill everything
I know,
here.
it's disorienting. Whoa, that was XP. Nice. Finally. Teach me something new. Do what can- When I'm playing like this, I'm literally just like watching the actual map and tab, and I'm not even looking at the screen. And like I just walk into a door, and I'm like, "Why did I stop?" And I have to fucking refocus my brain to see that there's a door.
Wait, you don't just have the tab map open?
No, like I have the full map open.
Okay,
I
okay,
don't
okay.
look at the mini map. So like
Okay,
I'm just
okay.
staring at the map, watching it reveal more when I'm doing this, and like I run into a door and I just don't know there's a door there, and I'm not moving, and I'm like, why am I not moving?
I do that too.
I
I'm
know
like, what am I
everybody-
stuck on? There's some like weird interaction.
Everybody does. I just think it's funny. Like
Well, yeah, it's because it is.
the auto
Fucking
map
cool.
in this game is just okay. It's not bad, but that's what it's called, by the way. Like the full map thing in the middle.
Yeah, it's like in Doom or whatever.
Diablo 2 had the original auto map, I think. I don't believe any other game had that first. And Diablo 2's auto map was fucking perfect. It was in this incredible middle ground where like it wasn't distracting, but it was visible enough to always be useful. And no other game has ever made an auto map that was good like Diablo 2's.
It sounded like I really need to play Diablo 2
You'll,
at some point.
I don't know. It's hard to say because like it is an old game. I think the remaster that they just released is like okay. Like
Well,
it's
I
definitely
mean,
an upgrade,
sure.
but-
Like, didn't Diablo 2
Diablo
like
2
have like
is-
a really messed up economy, or was that Diablo 3?
It's kind of both games, but you're thinking of Diablo 3 with the auction house, I think.
Oh
but
yeah, I was thinking of the Diablo 3 auction house. Yeah.
The thing is, like Diablo 2 is, it's hard to get into because that's the short version. It's just a very old, very clunky game, and for what it is, it's phenomenal, and everyone remembers it fondly. But I will say, like, it doesn't necessarily hold up when you've played PoE.
Well, like,
'cause I do
if it's
think,
like jank that you're worried about, I can put up with jank.
No, I just mean like it is an old game. Part of what makes PoE fun is that you're shooting like massive spell effects and stuff. Like I'm okay with Diablo 2 because I grew up with it, so it's still cool to me. But like, it's definitely not the same experience when you've already played modern games and you go back and you're like, wow, this game is old. I don't know.
I don't know. Things like the age of the game and like it being of its time never really bothered me personally. I think it's still
It
be
depends on the
enjoyable.
game. There are some old games
Sure.
that age really well. Like Warcraft 3, I don't know why, but that game aged phenomenally. You can play that today and it doesn't feel old.
Yeah, especially when things like the art style lend themselves to
I
being
think
sort
Diablo
of
2,
timeless.
I think Diablo 2 looks phenomenal visually. Like it is a beautiful game. And if you
I
can
don't
look
think there's
past,
really a problem then.
if you can look past the fact that the graphics are old, like the aesthetic and the mood in Diablo 2 is fantastic. But I mean, like the skills themselves and like some of the gameplay stuff is just.
Well, it's
very-
gonna be less flashy than this bullshit, of
Yeah.
course.
I mean,
Really, if you were gonna play Diablo 2, you should have played it first before PoE because it's like working backwards
Right.
is harder than working forwards.
Yeah, I mean,
It's like learning to read digital clock, then you
Yeah.
learn to read the analog clock. Like,
yeah,
why?
that's a decent analogy. Yeah. I do think that Diablo 2 is like an. How do I put this? I would have said Diablo 2 is better than PoE in the past. I don't know if that's true anymore. Because of the changes they've made that made me play PoE in the first place, I think this might have surpassed it, just barely. But Diablo 2 was just like a masterpiece, and it took literally 20 years for games to even sort of catch up, so I don't know. It's a thing. And the thing is, like, Diablo 2 is a bottled lightning game like World of Warcraft is, because it, like, they didn't intentionally create the game the way it worked out. Like, for instance, the way Diablo 2 works is there are actual classes, like locked skill tree classes, and not PoE's weird shit.
Mhm.
And, oops. So in Diablo 2, the way it worked out is there were certain classes that were just straight up better. Like, if you were a paladin using, what is it? Blessed Hammer is the ability. Hammerden is like the ultimate in-game build. It is just better than every other character, straight up. So you'd ask, well, isn't that a problem? Isn't Hammerden like an issue? But it's not an issue because Hammerden requires insanely expensive items just by coincidence. The build doesn't work without like 5 extremely expensive items. So you can't start as a Hammerden. You can't make that. So invariably, like, the first thing you make is you always make a Sorceress, because Sorceress is the most cost-efficient class and doesn't need a lot of gear. And like, there's like a tier list of which ones you have, and for whatever reason, the scaling just happened to end up that the crazy powerful builds are the ones that were crazy expensive, and you just end up making like a sequence of I'm gonna make a sorceress and then one of these and one of these and then a hammerden, and it always works out that way. And it felt less like the class was overpowered or underpowered, and more like there was a progression, even though that definitely wasn't
Like that
what
was
they were doing intentionally. Yeah.
That's super weird.
It is weird, but it just worked out that way. There's an asymmetry to the classes that's like really satisfying because everyone likes playing all the classes anyway, and leveling in Diablo 2 is not cringe like it is in PoE. So racing to level 80, farming for currency, and then making your next character is like a very Diablo 2 thing to do, and it feels good to do. And because of that legacy, that's still something a lot of people do in PoE, even though this game doesn't make it fun and doesn't reward you for doing it. So it's weird. Which, to be fair, PoE also has... That's why they have League Start build. It's really saying this is the Diablo 2 Sorceress. It's an efficient build. Whereas
whereas like
expensive stuff. So
yeah, like Diablo 2's weird progression shit is this game's like build you make first and then the one you make after.
They do balance it that way on purpose.
Yeah.
So yeah,
which I guess it makes sense.
It does.
Yeah, one thing that's really weird is that like my favorite Zelda game is Zelda Breath of the Wild, but my second favorite Zelda game is Zelda 2 for some reason. Like there's just something about it that I feel like is like better than almost all the other Zelda games.
Also, I will say there's a mod for Diablo 2 called Median XL, and
you
I think
mentioned
Median,
yeah, which is just this basically.
Kind of. I think Median XL is better than this in a lot of ways. The thing that there are things that are shitty about it, to be clear, but I would say that the thing about Median that is like a killer feature is it has the coolest item crafting system I've ever seen in ARPGs. And that's saying a lot because there's many attempts at it. Like PoE's crafting system is okay, but it doesn't really feel good. It like crafting is insanely expensive and the odds of getting the thing you want suck. So like the way it works is interesting. Like metacrafts with suffixes cannot be modified and stuff is a cool system. But it's so expensive that it's inaccessible and it's not actually fun to do crafting because you're just like, oh my god, all my money's disappearing at an incredible rate and my item isn't getting any better.
Or this item that's actually kind of a piece of shit, yeah.
It feels bad to do crafting because of how expensive it is. Whereas in Median XL, you craft everything all the time, even from very low levels, and the crafting feels rewarding because most of it is good, and you don't like brick your items a lot. It's really complicated, so I won't bother explaining it right now. I don't have the energy, but like Median XL is like I would honestly recommend the Median XL mod over Vanilla Diablo 2, except that you kind of need to play Vanilla Diablo 2 first because if you don't have a handle on the mechanics,
to know what the fuck's going on. Yeah,
Median is not easy. Like at a certain point, you just start running into walls where everything's killing you, and you have to redo your whole character to fix it. And that happens multiple times as you're playing. And then I've never even gotten to the end game in Median because it's designed to be played on an online private server, and if you play solo self-found in single player, which is what I was doing because I didn't want to play on their server, because Diablo 2 is much comfier in single player because it's no latency, and that you feel it really hard in Diablo 2 because it's an old game. Like when it's smooth as glass on single player, it's a nice experience. So Median XL, if you play it, I would rather play in single player, but if you don't play in multiplayer, the items you start to need are so rare you'll never farm them, and then there's just a wall that you can't get past anymore playing alone. Which is fine. I still enjoyed it, but it kind of sucks in that respect. Yeah. However, Median XL is still like super worth playing. And the original mod, Median XL, is a continuation of Median, and the guy that made Median defined how its crafting worked, and that guy was hired to the PoE team very early on, and he doesn't work there anymore. But
yeah, you mentioned that. Yeah, they're like the connection.
Yeah.
Which is super cool. They're like, yeah, this mod is really cool. Let's get him to make this game.
I was talking to Mike about this just the other day. Maybe that's where you heard it. I don't know. But like, when I play PoE, I can feel his influence. Like, it's diluted and watered down, and a lot has been changed. But like, it's very clear to me sometimes that like, man, that guy definitely defined this item system initially because it has some very like Median influence on it for sure. And that guy is, I don't know what happened to him or what he does now, but he is really cool and really smart. So I don't know. I'm sure he's doing something neat. Or he's poor, because, I mean, being smart and talented doesn't amount to anything.
Yeah, I hope he's not poor.
He might be. I don't know. 50-50.
Look how I
know a lot of poor smart people, and I know a lot of people that I grew up playing Warcraft 3 with that were smart that are, like, Google engineers now, so there's no telling. It could be either way.
Yeah. World sucks.
You don't know anything about Warcraft, right? Not really.
A little bit, not really.
You know what a host bot is?
No.
And it doesn't matter. It's not worth explaining. I was going to tell you that the guy who made the original okay, the TLDR is a host bot is an automated program that could host maps for you, because back in the day in Warcraft 3, people had shitty internet, and people also had routers, and they didn't know how to port forward, and host bots solved all of those issues. It's like the host bot has super good internet. It's a lot easier. People could download the map from it super fast because it had a lot of upload. You didn't have to port forward. And also, they could do something that you couldn't do with the vanilla client, which is for latency reasons, or for not latency, like bad internet reasons. Warcraft 3 had a thing called delay, and delay was like essentially the tick rate, for lack of a better word. It was a little different from tick rate in an FPS, but it's very similar. And the delay was super high, and playing on high delay sucked. And there was no way to change it, but if you would memory edit the game, you could host with low delay. And there was a way to do it locally, but it was really annoying. And hostbots could just straight up host with no delay, and it was a big difference. So the short version is hostbots were like a killer feature that made the game a million times better. And there's this guy named Strlank who invented the original hostbot, and I and all the AVO members and a bunch of other people were there when he did this, because Strlank was a friend of ours.
Oh, that's cool.
Well, hostbots went on to kill the game, though. Hostbots were like a great thing, and they murdered Warcraft 3. Because what ended up happening is, I don't know exactly the mechanics behind this, but like hostbots were monetized, and then people were running hostbots to advertise their hostbot services. And then also, the Dota community was fucking enormous, so there was a million hostbots always hosting Dota, and like Dota just slowly took over the custom game list, and then you couldn't find like neat, cool, new custom maps because they were buried by 800 games of Dota, and they were all empty because all the hostbots were just like they'd auto rehost even without players. Like the way it was supposed to work is you hostbot host the game, and then it would host the game for you. But people started making hostbots that were just 24/7 hosting Dota, even if no one was playing it, and they just subsumed the entire custom game list, and the game died. Like I'm not exaggerating. Warcraft 3 died because it was unplayable because you couldn't join games anymore. It was really stupid.
That
But the
is
weird thing
painful.
we were there when Strlank made it, and none of us realized that we were like witnessing the death of the game we loved so much as he tested
Aww.
this. Yeah, it's funny. But anyway, he went on to work at the Google quantum compute team, and he still does that. We Googled him years ago, and it was like, oh, I guess that kind of makes sense in hindsight. Like, he also made a game called Power Towers, which was ported to StarCraft 2 and is still extremely popular. He didn't port it, but other people ripped it off. I'm surprised Power Towers never got its own game, but I don't know. All Strlank shit was really cool. Anyway, the point is the concentration of like big brain people in that Warcraft 3 community is bonkers, because almost all the AVO members went on to have like important tech related jobs or just cool shit in general. And a bunch of other people that weren't an AVO but were in that friend group, like Strlank, also went on to do weird things or cool things or high paying things, I guess. Because those things are almost mutually exclusive, sadly.
Yeah, I missed out.
Well, I was like 8 or 9 when this was happening, so I don't know. I mean, I barely made it in myself. Not into AVO, just like into Warcraft 3, I mean.
I was gonna say, how did you convince the council anyway?
Oh, they didn't know I was that young. Like, I knew them for years before it came up, because we didn't. I'm kidding. It was only text.
Yeah.
But yeah, I just mean, like, I was young enough that Warcraft 3, I was barely old enough to play it, and I just happened to meet them.
Oh my god, the door thing just happened.
Yep.
I'm actually a little curious how AVO turned into like a griefing thing, because it didn't sound like it always was.
All of us are just amused by the lols. Like, the conception from the video is that we're a griefing clan, but we were actually just gamers, and griefing was like a random thing we did because it was funny. Like, Minecraft was just a golden opportunity. Before that, we would occasionally troll in Warcraft 3, and we would also like go on Yahoo Answers and post troll questions, but like,
yeah, so that fucking mod or whatever, that tool for elimination tournament.
Yeah, that too. Like, we always had like a trolly sense of humor as a group, but I wouldn't say we identified as trolls or griefers, and we still don't really. None of us do.
That's just what y'all became known for. Well, Storm's a fucking shit disturber.
He has a visceral need to fuck with people sometimes, and like the rest
beautiful.
Of us, I'm not even kidding. It's like a need. Like, I swear he gets antsy if he doesn't troll someone after enough time, but like none of the rest of us are like that. We're just like playing video games, and if there's an opportunity to fuck with someone in a like not toxic way, then we'll take it. But that's it. But yeah, we did some really funny shit in Warcraft 3 that I'm sad isn't recorded. My personal favorite is Warcraft 3 had these things called escape maps, which, like, it's really hard to explain without a visual reference, but you've played RTSs, right?
Yeah.
So an escape map is like, you spawn here, right? You're standing here, and there will be, like, a pathway, and you have to stay on the pathway. If you walk off the path, you instantly die. And if you die, you're dead. And then there's, like, obstacles in front of you. Like, there will be an NPC that's, like, set to patrol back and forth. So you have to time the patrol and walk through. But they get progressively harder. Like, there will be 8 NPCs patrolling on all different timers. So you have to know, like, you start here and you swerve this way and you do that and whatever. And then it'll get, like, a bunch of different types of obstacles besides just patrols. That was, like, the basic one. And some of them were really clever because they all had, like, different mechanics, and the Warcraft 3 editor was really flexible to make weird shit. But the principle was using either reactions or timing or puzzles. You have to walk through an obstacle course without dying, basically, right? And in hindsight, it's somewhat similar to Death Run and Gary's mod. I would say that's, like, in the same genre, but they're not quite the same.
Yeah, I've seen things like this before.
Right. So escape maps, there was one called Escape Gay Space, which was a very 2000s era map.
A very of its time.
There was something, it was a spin on another map, like some gay something, and then this one was Gay Space, where all your characters are variations of gay men, and you're in space, and you can't walk off the side because of gravity or something. It was some bullshit. But Escape Gay Space was an extremely good escape map. It was fun, and we played it a lot, and other people played it a lot because it was quite hard. And then eventually, we put a cheat pack in the map. Well, I did. I had the idea of... We did cheat pack shenanigans with lots of other maps, but Escape Gay Space, a cheat pack was you crack open the JAS for the map, like the script, and you add in control commands that do crazy shit, and then nobody knows they're in the map, and then you host it, and they download it, and there's a million versions of Escape Gay Space because tons of people have edited it over years, and there's no reason to know that there's a cheat pack, especially because people usually put cheat packs in competitive maps, like they want to give themselves resources and fuck with people like Dota or something. You don't usually cheat pack in a game like this because this is in theory a cooperative game, right? Because the thing is, if you die, if your team, any member of your team gets to a checkpoint, you all res at the checkpoint. So you're trying to get through it together, and you don't want to make your team fail unless you're us. So what the cheat pack would do, the main thing, is all the NPCs are owned by an NPC player, like a closed color slot, and it would make the color slot share control with us, so we could control any of the patrol shit. And usually there's, like, people going ahead and there's stragglers. And what we would do is everyone would go ahead and there'd be, like, the one straggler who's new to the map. And we would, like, select one of the NPCs and we would, it's patrolling. So we would just run them over with it. Like, it would walk past them, run them over, and they'd die. And they'd be like, what the fuck? This thing just chased me and killed me. And then we'd set it to patrol. And everyone else would pan their cameras back to see what they're talking about. And it's just patrolling normally. And there's no visible sign they did that. And they're like, they have no idea why, because it's an escape map. You think that somehow that's a mechanic that you didn't understand. You don't think that someone's fucking with you. And, like, we would just pick on people with the shared control shit going on. And as the escape map rises in complexity, like, one of the things would be, like, a randomly generated pattern of these tanks walking towards you, and there'd be gaps in the tank, and you'd have to weave through it. And, like, one of the tanks that's going by, we'd just hold position it, so, like, they're always moving down is the way it works. So you have to keep weaving through the pattern. And if you hold position one, like, the tanks don't stop. So you'd walk right into it on your own because you're expecting it to keep moving. And then you just click it down again. And people would be like, oh, the tank stopped. What the fuck? And they'd be like, you're retarded, dude. The tanks are all moving.
Yeah, the tanks don't stop, idiot. That's fucking good. I like that.
All the trolling we've ever done, that shit was, like, way funnier than the Minecraft stuff. And I have no videos of it. And Warcraft 3 is a dead game now. So I can't, like, go back and do it again. It's heartbreaking. It was so fucking funny. We did other funny shit, too. There's a map called The Predator that we have literally hundreds of hours in. Like, I have more hours playing The Predator than I have in most Steam games. And The Predator is, every round, one player is the Predator. They pick a hero or they random. And the Predator is trying to kill as many people as they can for points. Everybody else is trying to survive, and if you survive, you get points. And then on the left, there's an area called the Pit of Certain Death. If you walk in it, you die. And if you knock the Predator into the pit, they die and they lose 3 points. If you knock a player into a pit, like, you are not teammates. This is like a zero-sum... Well, it's not a zero-sum game, but, like, if you can get someone else killed while staying alive yourself, that's good, because they get -3 and you get 2 for being alive. But the thing is, if you fuck people constantly, they won't trust you, and they will also try to fuck you for revenge. So, like, it's a social game as much as it is a reflex and a strategy game, which is what made it really fun. Like, you would try to fuck people, but you don't want to completely make everyone hate you or it's bad for you because they'll all be trying to fuck you. And here's the thing. So one of the things that the normal people can do that aren't the Predator, they can Fireball, and it's got a long cooldown and a mana cost. Fireball does 50 damage, and it also knockbacks you like a long way. So if the Predator's chasing you and someone's in front of you, they can turn around and Fireball you, and you get knocked into the Predator and they kill you. If the Predator kills you, I think you get 1 point, or I think you get 1 point or something. If you die in the pit, you get -3. If you survive the whole round, I think you get 2. Or maybe if the Predator kills you, you just get 0. I don't remember. Anyway, whatever. You could Fireball someone into the Predator, and it's good for the Predator and bad for them. So that could be a way to make friends with the Predator for next round. That can also be a way to fuck that one person because you just wanted to get them killed so they don't get points, right? Now, each Fireball does 50 damage. You have 100 health, but you're also constantly healing like 1 health per second. So if you piss off 3 people and they decide to kill you, you can't stop them. They can just walk up to you as a group
can just
and
fireball you.
Yeah, and then, like, so the point is, like, if you piss enough people off, the game starts to get very uncomfortable, because if groups start hunting you, it's really bad. The other thing is you can use the Fireball to pit the Predator. You can throw him in the pit, and he can die. And you can pit your teammates as well. If somebody's in front of the pit, you can Fireball them. They can go into the pit and lose 3, because anyone going into the pit loses 3, just straight up. Now, you can bait in front of the pit, though, because we also have Blink as an ability. So, like, if a shitty Predator is trying to kill you, you just stand in front of the pit, they walk up to you, and you're like, ah, and you blink behind them and Fireball them, and they go into the pit, right? And that's, like, partially strategy, partially reflexes, because some shit can survive that, some can't. So just giving you an idea of the kind of game, it has a lot of RNG elements. One of the RNG elements is there's an invulnerable hero named the Referee, and he has a bunch of scary shit. Like, he has a dragon ability that can one-shot people, but it's super telegraphed, so you can see it happening if you're looking. And he has a bunch of other shit, like he drops, like, regen runes on the ground, and he can open portals and blah, blah, blah. The Referee is literally just a random AI. It just casts stuff, no point. And we did the same shit. But in that one, instead of putting a cheat pack in the map, because people wouldn't notice, there was only 2 versions of the Predator, we used a host bot. And the host bot can actually, like, normally the maps have locked slots for the NPC stuff, but the host bot can override the map settings and forcibly open slots. And then you can also use a second hack called a name spoofer to set your name to something that you can't actually make an account name. Like, you can't have spaces in your name, but a spoofer would change your name and it had no rules. So what we did is we'd name spoof to computer space parenthesis hard parenthesis like it looks, and then we'd use the host bot to open the slot that the Referee takes, and then the person with the name spoofer would move into the Referee slot. And for all intents and purposes, it looks like we have a set of players and the NPC, and there's no way to tell that that's a person. Even if you're smart and you're looking for it, you can't know that this is happening. And then the Referee player would just, like, fuck someone disproportionately often. Like, because the Referee is completely random, he'd just, like, try to dragon someone, like, 3 times in the same round. And, like, that could happen. It's unlikely. And they're constantly moving. And they're like,
one guy only.
Yeah, and it's like the ref, the only way you can dodge it sometimes is to blow your blink, and that wastes your cooldown and your mana and makes it really hard for you to stay alive if you're using your blink on that. So, like, you'd just pick a guy as the ref and you'd fuck him for no reason, and everyone else is in on this. So there's, like, three of us would be players, 1 would be the ref, and then there's, like, 4 or 5 pubs, right? And we'd just be fucking with the pubs, and they'd be like, what the fuck? And I don't know, that shit was so fucking
That sounds awesome. That's what I
Warcraft
would have
3
wanted
was-
to see.
Warcraft 3 was a ride. It was a phenomenal game.
Yeah, I missed out on a lot of this stuff, which is, I guess I'm trying to catch up, if that makes sense.
Yeah, I mean, most people missed out of Warcraft 3, and it is just a shame because, like, I don't know, it was something else. Like, I've played a lot of special games, but there's nothing quite like Warcraft 3, honestly. It is completely unique. And because of them fucking up BattleNet and the remaster, like, it is well and truly dead, and there's not really, like, well,
That's
you can play
unfortunate.
it, but it's mostly dead. You kind of need in-houses to, like, there's like 3 to 10 maps that are popular at any one time, and if you want to play anything besides that, no one will join your game because there's not, like, a big player base. So I don't know. Bad. I want to keep going, but it's dinner time. I'm gonna get some food and then I'll keep playing. If you want to keep killing monsters for me, you can, or I'll level on my own. I don't know.
Well, how do I keep killing things for you?
Like, I'm gonna come back after food.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, that's whatever. I'm kind of hungry too.
Sure. I'll message you when I'm back then.
All right, later.